role. If I'm taking with the job role of Scrum Master, what exactly this particular Scrum Master need to be done? If I'm taking this particular Scrum Master, if I'm taking with this particular respective Scrum Master, he need to be get taking care about this particular Scrum Master need to be get taking care about communicating with client. The main job role of Scrum Master, he has to take care about in communicating with client. Once he got communicate with the client, he has to take care about what he has to do? Requirements gathering. So he need to be get taking care about communicating with the client and discussing about all that particular requirements. He has to take care about, he need to be get take care about in gathering with requirements. Once he got gather all the requirements from the client. Once he got take care about in gathering with all the requirements from client, then he need to be get taking care about. Then he need to be get taking care about providing that particular requirements related to project manager. So as simple as if I'm taking with this particular respective Scrum Master, it need to be get start communicating with the client. While communicating with the client, it need to take care about communicating with the client and gathering with all the requirements. Once he got gathered all the requirements, that particular requirements delivered it to project manager. So by that particular Scrum Master and project manager. So that particular Scrum Master and project manager taking care about working together, they will take care about in working together and confirming that particular requirements. Once that particular requirements has been confirmed, once that particular requirements has been confirmed, it's need to be get taking care about documenting that particular requirements here. That is what we need to be get taking care about the first terminology as part of requirement document, mentioning the product. What is it? Product backlog. Meaning of product backlog? What is it? High level requirements, or we can consider as high level design, or we can consider the high level document. So that particular product backlog, we can consider the high level requirements. We can consider the high level requirements, or we can consider high level design. Let's understand in a very detail what exactly mean by all these particular things. So for that, just make a note of some particular points to understand, to get understand that particular one, to get understand that particular product backlog, all that particular terminologies in the very easy way, in the very smooth way, just take care about these particular terminologies. First, you can mention that just how I given in the same format, I can make a note of it. First, I can mention that product backlog one, the one I given in the color, the one I provided in the color. You guys can make an a underline of that. I'll get in a clear picture. The things what I provided in the color, you guys can just make a underline of that. Then you will get the clear picture. Just make a note of all these things up to this particular profile. Just make a note of up to this particular profile. All the online students also, all the online students also just mention the product backlog one, that particular statement. After that, epic one, user story one, user story two, and then product backlog two. Just make a note of up to product backlog two. Just take care about, just take care about in the same points. Make a note of in the same points, then it will make you very easy in understanding. All the online students also, all the online students also, please make a note of that particular one. Make a note of all that particular respective points. Just take care about in the same way. So take care about in the same format. So whatever that steps have been given, just take care about in the same steps. All the online students also, all the online students also, please take care about in the same format. Make a note of all the points up to that particular product backlog too. All the online students also, All the online students also, please make a note of up to that particular highlighted one. Up to that highlighted one. Product backlog to profile. Done. Online students. Is that everyone is done? All the online students. Is that everyone is done? Okay. Right. So let's understand what exactly mean by this and how we can take care about all these particular things. Now, the very first thing, according to this particular aspect to Agile, we got Scrum Master and we got Project Manager. Both the people has been working together and taking care about in conforming requirement. According to that, they are taking care about in documenting that particular requirements. What exactly they got documented, what exactly they got documented, taking care about, what exactly they got documented, taking care about product backlog. That particular product backlog, we need to be get consider that high level requirement. What is mean by high level? Why we are considering it is in a high level, that we'll understand. Apart from that, we got another terminology. What is the terminology we got? What is it? Epic. So if I'm taking with epic, what is the meaning of epic? What is it? Requirement. If I'm taking with epic, we can say that that is requirement. And then based on that epic, based on that particular epic, you got user story. Meaning of user story, what is it? Low level requirement. At the same time, we can consider that low level design, or we can consider that low level document. That means as simple as while working this particular aspect to Agile, while working this particular aspect to Agile, we got taking with the terminologies product backlog and then epic and then user story. Meaning of product backlog, high level requirement. Meaning of epic, requirement. Meaning of this user story, low level requirements. So what exactly mean by this? So let's understand in a very detailed of that. Further, let's consider that you are taking care about one particular project. It can be any kind of the project. It can be any kind of the project need to be developed or it has to be tested. We have in a project, it can be any kind of project. It has to take care about in developing and testing. So if you want to go with development activity, on which basis development activity will be done? Coding on which basis it will be done? Based on client requirements or based on requirement. In the same way, if we take with the testing, on which basis testing will be done? On which basis testing will be done? Based on requirements. To see that, just taking an example of that particular project, how we are taking with that particular requirement. So if I'm taking this particular one, first you are taking care about product backlog 1. Product backlog 1, considering that login. Similar to that, taking with product backlog 2. Similar to that, taking with product backlog 2, that will be taking with profile if required. Taking care about taking with product backlog 3. This is product backlog 3 considering the transfer. So I mean, if I'm taking care about these particular things, first you got a project. For the project, you got a requirement. Your project manager given the requirement. What is the requirement he provided? Login, profile, transfer. Is that these requirements provided in a very detail? You are able to see the one requirement is login, second requirement profile, third requirement transfer. It is just mentioned the login, but how we need to take the login? What are the steps need to be followed to take the login? Do we have that information? Yes or no? It is mentioned as a login, but how exactly it has to take the login? Is that employee login or admin login or customer login? What kind of login need to be done? Do we have that information? No. It is a just very high level. Now you can understand why we got the terminology high level requirements by referring that particular requirement, by seeing this particular requirement. It's not like in a very detail. It is just in a high level. Because of that particular product backlog, we need to be get mentioned that high level requirements. So that is how the terminology came into the picture. So while working Agile, with the Agile as a tester or developer, if manager or Scrum Master provided list of product backlogs, first we will look into that. First I'll take care about what are the product backlogs. As an example, we got login, profile, transfer. Now, what exactly that particular login need to be done? What exactly that profile activity need to be done, and what kind of transfer need to be done? Related to that, we can take care about in having with epic, which will be taking with epic. Let's see that this is epic one. I will explain all the things, don't be worried. So epic one taking with epic 2, and then we got one more epic, uh, epic 3, epic 3, and then taking care about epic 4. Okay. Right. Now, see that. So if I'm taking this particular one, the login, related to the login, I got one epic. What it is mentioning here? Login into application. Related to the profile, it got one epic in saying that profile management. Related to the transfer, one is same bank transfer and another one other bank transfer. Just rather than this, you got some more extra information which are considering that epic, nothing but requirement. See the requirement. As part of login, as part of this particular respective login, as part of this particular respective login, you will be taking with epic 1, saying that the requirement is you have to take care about login into application. And then as part of the profile, the profile details, we need to be able to manage it. As part of transfer, we have to take care about same bank transfer and taking care about other bank transfer. These are requirements. Related to this, we required the more information. Related to this, we required more information. You can see that. So if I'm taking with this particular one, we can mention that taking with this particular user story 1, taking with user story 2. Let's see that all the connectivity, then you will be getting with a very clear picture related to this particular respective Agile. User story 3. Oh, still we have user story 4. అయిపోయింది ఆర్థోపెడిక్ కింద సర్జరీ అయినా ప్రెస్ అయి ఉంటుందని అన్నాడు అంతే. అది నార్మల్ అని చెప్పేసి అన్నాడు అంతే. ఏం లేదు, నేను చేస్తాను క్లియర్. Right. See that. So which will be taking with all that particular respective user stories. You can see that what exactly mean by all these particular things. Okay. Now see the understanding. We got high level requirement. and we got epic and then taking with which need to be get mentioning about in considering the user story. So this is, you can consider that user story. See that first product backlog one. What is a product backlog one? Login. Related to login, what is the requirement? Login into application. That login into application, see the options. First user story. How we need to log in? As a employer. And after that, need to log in as a customer. That means related to this product backlog of one login, we have to take care about to test with the two things. One is login as a employer and login as a customer. In the same way, product backlog 2, what you got? Profile. What is the requirement? Profile management. Related to that, what is that user story? You need to create the new profile and update the profile. So two requirements we got. One we can take care about creating the new profile, and one you can take care about in updating with profile. See the product backlog 3. What is it? Transfer. So for that, what is the requirement? Same bank transfer. It can be same bank transfer or it can be other bank transfer. For both the things, if you want to take with the transfer, first you need to take care about in adding beneficiary. First you have to take care about in adding with beneficiary. After that, once you got are the beneficiary details, you have to approve the beneficiary. After that, you have to take care about to transfer. It's not like you can take care about and doing with directly writing a lover name, huh? No, right? So here, if I'm taking with this particular one, say that if I'm taking this particular one, first I got a level requirement. Based on that requirement and based on that user story. So here, this is like very high level. So by seeing this user story, low level, we can understand that what exactly you can test it. As simple as if you want to be get understand in your terminology, the very simple thing you can understand that you guys very well knowing about textbooks. Textbooks, guys. If we take any textbook, what you will get on the first page? In the first page, what you will get? Index. If you refer with the first page, you will be able to see that having with index, nothing but the chapter name or topic names will be provided, like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. The chapter names, the topic names, you can understand like product backlog. As a very simple, in your regular understanding, if I'm taking with any of the textbook, this product backlog is nothing but like in a main heading, your chapter name, your topic name, epics are equal to subheading. Epics are equal to subheading. User stories are equal to description. That is what you'll have in the textbooks, right? If you refer any textbook, you'll get main heading, subheading, and description. Main heading, just names only. When it's come to the description, very detailed, it will be provided. That is what the same thing, your agile concept, rather than using the terminology main heading, what is the terminology we are using? high level requirement. In a place of subheading, epic. In a place of description, user story. So that is what you are taking care about in having that particular respective agile terminologies. So while working this particular respective agile, we got Scrum Master and we got Project Manager. First, these two people will take care about in coming up with this kind of documentation. I mean, to understand I written here, but in real time, you will get in a Word document what are the list of product backlog and what are the list of epic and what are the list of user story. You will be receiving that particular respective documents here. Once we got that particular documents as a tester, you will take care about referring product backlog. From there, you will refer epic, and from there, you will refer user story. And then you will get understanded, okay, what are the things need to be tested? I'll get understand on it. On that step, you have to take care about in doing that particular respective testing activity. See that. So this is, we mentioned high level requirement, product backlog, epic requirement, user story, low level requirement. See the example of user story. As part of this list, how many user stories we got? How many user stories? 7 user stories. Is that all 7 user stories can be developed in one single shot? Is that all 7 user stories can be developed in one single shot and can we test in one single shot? No, which is not like an easy. As an example, 7. As an example, 7 user stories. Assume that according to that requirement, according to that particular project, just an example, you got 100 user stories. How many user stories? How many user stories? 100 user stories. See this requirement without adding the beneficiary. Can we go with in developing the code of transfer amount? As part of the logic, without implementing the feature of add beneficiary, can we go with in implementing the feature of transfer amount? Yes or no? Yes or no? No. We can't take care about doing transfer of amount without performing the activity of add beneficiary. That means according to this, before completing transfer amount, first what we have to do? Add beneficiary. After that, approve. That means the list of requirement, some approach you have to follow. First, what are the user stories? After that, what are the user stories? After that, what are the user stories? So first, which user story need to develop? After that, what is the other user story need to develop? That kind of order or that kind of sequence, all that information, all that particular information taking care by Scrum Master in coming up with sprint plan. So that is how you are getting with sprint plan. First, I got list of user stories. Once I got list of user stories, in that list of sorry. in the list of 100 user stories, what are the user stories need to be worked first? What is that particular